And welcome back to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you one page at a time, one day at a time, put it up on YouTube.com for everyone to hear. We are on to November 16th, 2020. It's 10:45 a.m. Recording this, doing 3 today, and then I gotta go to work at some point. So, page number 272, here we go. Myrrh and Primer. She looks over to Gately, lying on his back, taking up the living room's whole other sofa, one sneaker up on the sofa's square, frayed fabric arm thing, his eyes almost closed. Only staff get to lie on the couches. Denial, Charlotte finally says, is not a river in Egypt. How's about the both of you shut the fuck up, says Email Minty. Jeffrey, again, Geoffrey, Jeffrey, not Jeff, Jeffrey. Day has been at Ennet House 6 days. He came from Roxbury's infamous Dimmock Detox, where he was the only white person, which Gately bets must have been broadening for him. Day has a squished blank, smeared flat face, one requiring great self-effort to and eyes that are just starting to lose the niceatated glaze of early sobriety. Day is a newcomer and a wreck. A red wine and quaalude man whose firm finally nodded out in late October and put his sob through the window of a Malden sporting goods store, and then got out and proceeded to browse until the finest came and got him. Who taught something horseshit sounding like societal historicity or historical sociality. It's not sociality. No, I guess it is. I can't read today. Sociality. Who taught something horseshit sounding like social historicity or historical sociality or some junior college up the expressway in Medford, and came in saying on his intake he also manned the helm of a Scholarly Quarterly. Word for word, the house manager had said, manned the helm, and scholarly. His intake estimated that Day's been in and out of a blackout for most of the last several years, and his wiring is still, as they say, a bit frayed. His detox at Dimmock, where they barely have the resources to give you a Librium if you start to DT, must have been just real grim, because Jeffrey D. alleges it never happened. Now his story is he just strolled into Ennet House on a lark one day from his home 10-plus clicks away in Malden and found the place too hilariously egregious? Egregious? Is that a word? No, that's egregious. No. Okay, again, it's another word made up for this book, it looks like. So, egregious. That makes sense. I found the place too hilariously egregious to ever want to leave. It's the newcomers with some education that are the worst, according to Jean M. They identify their whole selves with their head, and the disease makes its command headquarters in the head. Footnote 90. Day wears chinos of indeterminate hue, brown socks with black shoes, and shirts that Pat Montesian has described in the intake as Eastern European-type Hawaiian shirts. Ooh, I want one of those. Or I want 10 of those. Day's now on the vinyl couch with Charlotte Treat after breakfast in the Ennet House living room with a few of the other residents that either aren't working or don't have to be at work early. And with Gately, who'd pulled an all-night dream duty shift out in the front office till 0400, and they got temper-leaved by Jonette Foltz so he could go to work janitoring down at the Shattuck shelter until 0700, and then came and hauled ass back up here and took back over so that Jonette could go off and do her NA thing with a bunch of NA people and what looked like a dune buggy if the dunes in question were in hell, and is now, Gately, trying to unclench and center himself inside by tracing the cracks in the paint of the living room ceiling with his eyes. Gately often feels a terrible sense of loss, narcotics-wise, in the AM. Still, even after this long clean. His sponsor over at the White Flag Group says some people never get over the loss of what... All right. I will have to say that I do like this future. I don't like how they refer to time as 0700, like that aspect of military time, but I do like that they seem to have switched from a 24-hour, the 12-hour AM PM clock to 24-hour, which is something that I think we should do. Excuse me, AM and PM we don't need them anymore, and they're just confusing. That's one thing. Like the metric system, we should have switched to that. AM and PM, we should have got rid of that, gone to a 24-hour clock. There's something else too, a big thing that like is just confusing, and we could totally get rid of, but we won't because, try to get fucking people over the age of 20 to relearn something and bitch and moan, and they won't do it. So, so it'll never get done. Rant over. That was page 272. I had a Gregulous time, whatever the fuck that means. And, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you had a good time listening. And,